Anderson back at you on the Death Tour circuit. Today I am in the city of Tujunga near North Hollywood and Los Angeles, California. And this is the spot right here where on May 4th, 2001, almost exactly where this car is parked, Bonnie Lee Bakley, the wife of Robert Blake, was shot twice in the head and killed. She was brutally murdered. And it was right here at this location. I'm going to walk down. Vitello's restaurant is right down there. And I just want to show you this site. This is a very fascinating case. I have personally no doubt that Robert Blake was involved in this murder of his wife, although he was acquitted of the murder. But it was right here. His car was literally parked right about here. And somebody approached her and shot her twice in the face. Now, we're going to walk down to Vitello's restaurant, where Robert Blake loved to come and eat. It was his favorite Italian restaurant. And the strange thing about this case, which there are many, is that Robert Blake always valet parked his car at Vitello's restaurant. But for some reason, on the night of May 4th, he chose not to valet park his car and decided to park further down the street. And I'm just showing you how far this walk is. Not really a far walk or anything, but it was out of his customary habit where he parked his car. And we're going to walk across the street here. And we'll walk over here to Vitello's. They have redesigned this building. Because I was here not long after this murder happened to Bonnie Lee Bakley. And there was a side entrance right over here that has been taken out, which is more than likely where Robert Blake and Bonnie Lee Bakley would have entered that night. Right around here, I'll show you the front of Vitello's. This is what it looks like today. It's changed quite a bit from the time when Robert would come here and eat. And this is the parking lot where he would normally valet park his car. Like I said, on the night of May 4th, 2001, he decided to change his habit and park way down the street. Now, he always carried a gun for protection. For some reason, he was worried about his own protection as well as Bonnie's. That's why he carried a gun. But this night, he parked down the street here, and by all accounts, it was a very dark street that night. The street light was out. there's actually a very large construction dumpster right here at this intersection, right in that red zone there. There was a construction dumpster. Robert Blake parked behind that third car, or right where that third car is parked there on that night. And after dinner, he walked with Bonnie back to the car, put her in the car. Windows were rolled down. It was a chilly night. And Blake says when he gets back to the car, "Oh, I don't have my gun in my back pocket," that he carried for protection. So he tells Bonnie, "You sit here. I'll be right back. Let me go retrieve my gun." Well, supposedly he walks back to the restaurant, although nobody in the restaurant remembers seeing him come back to retrieve a gun. And when he comes back a few minutes later, Bonnie Lee Bakley is mysteriously shot in the head 2 times and killed. So much for protecting your wife. And I'm not here to badmouth Bonnie Lee Bakley. I don't believe she was a really nice person. She had been married 10 times, 10th being to Robert Blake. Although they lived separately, she lived in a house beside his house, just a couple miles from here. And she had a baby that she first claimed it was Robert Blake's that led him into the marriage. Then she said no, it was Christian Brando, Marlon Brando's son. It was his baby, later determined to be Robert Blake's baby girl. So she had been married 10 times. She had a celebrity fixation. She had gone to Memphis and hooked up with Jerry Lee Lewis down there, and then she came to Hollywood and hooked up with Christian Brando. And she had a website where she sold provocative photos, that sort of thing. But regardless of any of that information, she did not deserve to die the brutal method. And the reason I'm standing right here, this was a house of a friend of Robert Blake's in the film industry. And after he found her slumped over in the seat, shot twice, he came to this house right here on this corner and called for 911. And then waited for police. So this is the location, and Blake was charged with murder, but he was acquitted or found not guilty on March 16th, 2005. However, on November 18th of 2005, he was found guilty of a wrongful death suit and told to pay $30 million. Eventually that was cut in half to $15 million. But right here is the location. Right where this car sits is where Bonnie Lee Bakley was brutally murdered on May 4th, 2001. Very sad ending to a lady that certainly did not deserve to die. I personally do not believe Robert Blake shot and killed her, but I do certainly believe he hired it to be done on that eventful night. It was during testimony, several people came forward that said they were offered money to kill her by Robert Blake, but they all turned it down. My belief is he eventually found the right person for the right amount of money that would do the job, and it happened right here, right where this car sits. May 4th, 2001, and I just wanted to show you again, Vitello's is right down there, past where that yellow building is, and right here is the death spot for Bonnie Lee Bakley. So My friends, please like and subscribe on my YouTube channel, Big Bill Anderson's Death Tours. Got a lot of things coming at you. I'm trying to bring a lot of interesting cases to you, whether they're murder locations or a celebrity home or that sort of thing, or roadside attractions, that sort of thing. I find interesting. But I just wanted to bring this to you, the death location of Bonnie Lee Bakley right here in this spot on May 4th, 2001. Very sad. This is Big Bill Anderson saying adios, amigos.